We're back at one of the hottest new communities out here in the Boise area, Valnova, just outside of Eagle, Idaho, and one of our most popular videos to date. So we're back out here to give all of you who watched the first video an update. And as you can see, they're starting to build homes and there are some for sale. And also for those of you who haven't seen our first video, we're gonna break down all the different amenities, the crazy features this community has to offer. It's going to be almost its own town outside of Eagle, and also break down the different sections and price points for those of you who are looking for a new home or an opportunity in one of the coolest communities that's come here.
Yeah, this community is going to be absolutely insane. We're going to go through all of the crazy stuff. There's going to be 7,000 homes in here, so we're going to go through what that means, the homes you can buy, including these ones that we're walking by right now. And we have some communities down lower that are starting to take offers and being built out, which are going to be finished in August. So we have townhomes in here, we have single family homes in here, we have alley load homes in here, and we're going to go through each section of Valnova to update you guys on what's to come. And here at Boise Real Estate Insights, we're here to educate you guys, and especially those of you who are local, on the new communities, on the areas, what you need to watch out for. We're not just here to sell you guys a house and show you beautiful homes. We're here to actually provide value and hopefully build relationships with you guys. So let's jump into some of the information on these houses in this community. There's 3 different sections, and then we'll head over to the lower section and continue to talk about all of the absolutely just insane amenities. This is literally the future of Boise. So we'll jump into this community now.
So we're gonna go over the 3 main sections of the housing here in Valnova. One where we're standing right now, which is Mirror Haven. It's going to be your luxury homes, larger lot sizes, larger square footage. And then down there in the valley, close to some of the other amenities and walking paths, are going to be townhomes and alley load homes, one from Shea Homes, as well as from Berkeley and Tresidio, which we'll talk about next. But up here, as you can see, we're elevated. We have this kind of terraced setup where you're going to have views out one direction, or you're gonna back up literally to the foothills of Eagle, Idaho. These homes are going to be, again, a little bit larger, your 2,700 to 3,700 square feet. Again, they're already building some, and what's really funny is most, I'd say maybe 40 to 50% of these first set of homes are owned by real estate professionals in the area. So real estate agents, lenders, even other home builders. And it just goes to show they know this is going to be something special and they want to be the first ones out here. So to be one of the first homeowners is going to have some immense benefits in terms of long-term appreciation.
Yeah, over time, these houses are going to be worth millions of dollars, even though it's not like the craziest lots, the craziest homes. They are luxury, but yeah, this is the place to be. And that's why we're doing this video, right? Is because we have lots of people waiting to see when this is going to be coming out.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to go through as much of the detailed information as possible, but we might not cover your specific questions and scenario. So that's where drop us a comment, shoot us a call or a text, and we'll go through exactly what you're looking for and how you might be able to find it out here. But again, this section up here in the foothills, Highland Homes, Core Building. Brady, who are the other 2 builders out in this area?
Solitude, Integrity. Yeah, so I mean, lots of really high, really good quality builders out here.
Yeah, great reputation. And again, this is going to be the more luxury area. And as you can see, it's going to go all the way up to the hills. And overall, Brady mentioned at the beginning, 7,000 total housing units. Some of those are going to be the townhomes and the slightly higher density, but a lot of it is going to be the single family homes up here in the foothills with amazing views in nearly every direction.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. And some of the different ranges of houses, 2,700 square feet, roughly, all the way up to 3,700 square feet. So lots of really good sized homes in here, and they're not going to be giant lots, around a 1/4 acre for most of these lots. But yeah, we're going to actually head up there here in a second to show you guys. I mean, these houses are going to be up in the foothills, and we'll talk more about the amenities, some of the crazy things that come with this community. So it's not like anything we've really had in Boise.
Yeah, exactly. A completely new style of community with, I mean, we've said resort living in a few other areas. This is going to be resort living plus a little bit more, where you're actually going to have essentially your own town with shopping and restaurants and amenities that will kind of highlight where those would be. But yeah, we'll we'll make our way up there. Probably not going to walk or run to the top for this one, but we'll hop in the car, drive up there, and show you kind of a bird's eye view of what we're seeing already, which is homes going up pretty quickly. And again, some of these are going to be move-in ready this year.
Yep. So let's head up to the top here, where we'll talk more about the amenities. You can see another house right here being built in the lower section down there, but let's head up top. Okay, now we're up here on top, and I mean, as you guys can see, it's a beautiful view. You have an overlook of all the foothills. You can actually see the entire valley, Star, Eagle, all the way to Meridian and even Nampa. So this is where homes would be built, is up here up on top. So you get amazing view lots out here. And the price range in this section of Valnova is gonna be 1 million to 2 million. So the homes out here are gonna be expensive starting out for these single family sections. Down at the bottom, it's a lot more affordable. We're gonna be in the $450,000 to $600,000 range, and we'll talk about that later. But at $1 million, you're gonna have 2,700 to 3,700 square foot homes. They're gonna be by a lot of our luxury builders. So a lot different quality than maybe, you know, you might see with the CBH or Hayden. So the price is there, and what we've seen in Dry Creek Ranch and some of the other communities that were similar to this, just not quite this extensive, it's actually a good starting price. Once you get in here at the beginning, these homes, especially up in here, are gonna be easily into the 2-3 millions by the time this whole place is finished, especially with 7,000 homes. That's gonna be 10,000 people roughly if you get families in here, stuff like that. That's already bigger than Star or Middleton is right now. So this place is gonna be absolutely massive. And part of this with the foothills, so we're obviously in the foothills. This is just a very small taste of what's coming to Valnova. But in the foothills, you're gonna have walking paths all throughout. They're gonna have mountain biking trails. They're even gonna put in a little ski lift so that you can take your mountain bike up to the top. They're gonna have tubing hills. You're gonna have a whole greenway down the bottom. So they're actually building kind of a man-made river essentially. That's gonna go all the way up from the top, all the way down to the highway with houses along it. So you have trees in there. They're gonna have landscaping. They're actually gonna make it very environmentally friendly. So they're gonna make it so that it keeps the natural wildlife. We were just sitting here with Jesse, and there was a hawk flying around. There's some tracks over here that might be coyote or somebody's dog. I don't know why somebody's dog would be up here, but regardless, you're gonna get antelope out here. You're gonna get coyotes throughout, foxes, all of that.
Yeah, and one thing, I mean, some people when they hear 7,000 homes or 10,000 residents might scare some of you, especially those that have come from areas, you know, let's say California or Arizona, where they have these massive developments. But what's really cool is let's just round up and say 15 to 20 different builders in this community. So it's not going to look like just this cookie cutter neighborhood of 7,000 homes. And the other piece is, and you can see how expansive this is just from the camera view, this is over thousands of acres. This isn't 6,000 acres. This isn't 7,000 homes crammed into a block. So it might sound like a lot, but across this amount of space, you're gonna have so much space in green areas, and of course just natural landscape and wildlife between homes. That 7,000 homes really is just a drop in the bucket compared to how big this space is.
No, Jesse's exactly right. I mean, what you guys can see in camera right now is literally only half, maybe even less than what they're actually gonna build. So they're gonna build the entire bottom. They're gonna build all the way up through the foothills. So back over the tops of these foothills, there's gonna be more houses eventually. It's gonna be literally everywhere. So there's lots of space. And then the other side of this too is the amenities I mentioned, but there's gonna be a town center. So down in the bottom, there's gonna be a town center with rec center, tennis courts, pickleball courts, resort style pools. They're gonna have shops. For those of you who have been to Hidden Springs, it'll be similar to that, but just on a grander scale, where you're gonna have dentist office, you're gonna have a restaurant, you're gonna have coffee shops and things like that in the city center itself too. So absolutely crazy what they're doing out here. And obviously you get a wide range of price points too. So right now we're in the section that is the $1 million plus homes. You're probably going to get homes out here eventually that are going to be in the $2, $3, $4, $5 million range once they develop it out more. But you also have the affordable townhomes, the alley load homes that starting now are going to be in the $450,000 to $500,000 starting range. but that's not going to last very long at all. Once they get the initials built out and they start adding these amenities into this community, you're not going to see that. And with that, I think we should head down there now to give you guys a perspective on kind of what the lot sizes are. They've already developed it out. So we're going to head down to the bottom and show you those two sections. The one with the townhome duplexes, and then the other one was the alley-load homes. So the homes that are just really close together, but are still single family.
Yeah, and then real quick before we head down, you can see we're up here on a hill, and I'm super excited to see these homes because we don't have that many daylight basement type builds in Boise. In the Boise foothills, you get a little bit of that, but to see that again up here, I'm really excited to see what the builders do because they haven't had to design that many homes this style. But going to be a really cool opportunity to have, multi-level with all different levels having a view out literally across the entire valley, across, across Boise Meridian, and even to the mountain ranges to the south. I mean, it's crazy up here.
Yeah, no, it is. And I know one question I have gotten on Valnova is worry that your house is going to sink down these foothills. It's not something we really have to worry about. The builders do an amazing job of making sure that doesn't happen. And the soil out here is not something where that's really an issue.
Yep.
And I think ever since that one community in the foothills of Boise had a couple houses fall down, it's kind of scared people. But that was a poor planning by the developer with those houses. It wasn't necessarily an issue with the soil itself. So yeah, it is going to be cool to have a unique style of home. There's a lot of cool things you can do living in the foothills like this. So
yeah, let's head down to the lower section and we'll speak to those homes a little bit more.
Yep.
We're down in the valley in the Lindale section of Valnova, and this is where the townhomes, the alley load homes, so a slightly smaller square footage, a little bit higher density homes will be. And then obviously that comes with a much lower price point. So in that 450 to 600 range, but again, still really, really high quality builders. So this particular section we're walking through, and you can see they've got the fencing, landscaping going in. So we're really close to breaking ground, digging foundations here, is Shea Homes. And Shea Homes, at least in this area, is more known for their 55 and older communities, which have been super popular. The main one being Trilogy at Valor. Lots of great homes out there. So if you wanted to explore what Shea Homes builds, that would be a good spot. But what's interesting with this is there is no 55 and older community yet, but most likely in the future, whether it's 2 years or 10 years out, there will be a 55 and older community here in Valnova.
Yeah, and as Jesse mentioned, the 50 or Shea Homes in Valor, you guys, if you want to see what the townhomes in here will look like and get a kind of an idea of what their build quality is like, you can go look at that.
Yeah, and I've been, again, they're more known for their 55 and older, but of course the homes are going to be very similar. It's just the community feel and requirements. And I really like the homes that they build out there. We have a client we're working with right now that is either custom building or buying a spec. And yeah, Shea Homes builds a great home at a great value. And then also we're going to walk towards the future creek, go over the bridge, and show you the other section, which is two local builders that have a great reputation from $2 million to $500,000 in the other higher density section with Berkeley and Tresidio.
Yeah, and this section with Shea and Hallmark Homes, you can actually start building now. So we just talked to them today, and you can start reserving lots. They're gonna have townhomes finished in here by August. So if you guys are interested in this, you are interested in this price point, you don't need a single family home, right now is a really good time, especially to reach out to us. And Jesse can explain to you kind of why it's helpful to reach out to us versus maybe a builder or just doing it yourself.
Yeah, and it's too bad, and we might sound like a broken record, but we hear it all the time when people reach out after the fact and like, oh, I just called the builder and just went with whatever they told me. A lot of times, especially in a community like this where there are several builders, or in the luxury section where there might be as many as 10 different builders, if you reach out directly to the builder, they're of course going to sell you and push you into one of their homes only, whereas you might have a better opportunity, a better price, better floor plan, better style for what you're looking for if you explore all the different builders. So that's where reaching out to an agent that one knows all these communities and all these builders is super important, because not just can we help you find the right home not tied to a specific builder, but we can also help negotiate on your behalf and coordinate the whole process. So we're in your back pocket versus a sales rep who's working directly for a builder. So we can help find, the best numbers, the best price, the best deal, help you with the lending side, and then of course coordinate the whole process, whether you're custom building or buying a finished home. So again, it's super important. There is no real downsides. You're not going to get this huge savings by going directly to the builder. They're still going to sell it to you at the same price as what's listed. Maybe they'll allow you to negotiate, but a lot of times we've seen buyers go directly to the builder. They say, no, this is our price. Call us later, and we say, well, they actually had this big incentive that you might have missed out on.
Yep. Yeah, lots of good points there. And just the stress alone of having to plan things, that's where we can come in. And also just getting a plan together, seeing what's the best situation for you, maybe financially, waiting to sell your house. All of those things are things that we can coordinate and really take stress off. And we just love to get to know you guys, especially those of you who are local. We'd love to go sit down, have coffee, and get those plans together. But
yeah, and I think that's another piece that I left out that Brady mentioned is when you work directly with a builder or sales rep, they're not really going to be able to or have the freedom to help you out on your other transactions. So most of you watching that might come out here and build a home are likely selling another home, either here or out of state, and that's where we can come in and help talk you through that process, figure out logistics, help coordinate, and again, take stress off of your plate. Whereas working directly with the builder, they're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna help you buy this home directly through us. Everything else, good luck, go figure it out.
Yep, exactly. And now with this, you guys have seen us walking along. So we walked from where the townhomes are gonna be, and now we're right on the path that's gonna be this greenway. So this is part of the experience that you're gonna get in Valnova. This will be a river. They haven't done it yet because they have to build Lake Valnova. So they're gonna have a lake that I'm sure they'll stock fish with, because I know the Eagle Park that's gonna be connected to Valnova as well has fishing. You can go paddle boarding, you have recreation there. They're gonna have all of these trees, but you guys saw how short that was of a walk to these homes. And then the other section with Tresidio and Berkeley is right here. So those will be a little bit bigger alley load homes versus the townhomes. But you guys can see just how nice it is to have this green belt right in your community. And this thing is gonna be like 10 miles long. So there's plenty of space to be outside. You're gonna have community parks all along it. You're gonna have the community center. So we talked about how there's gonna be the resort style pool, the tennis courts, pickleball courts. I know in the future, talking to the developer out here, they also have plans to do like an indoor facility, sports facility. So they'll have indoor pickleball courts, indoor tennis courts, things like that.
And what's funny is, as we're out here, it looks like in the middle of nowhere. You get all this stuff in your community, but you're also just minutes away from in between Star and Eagle up the highway. So you can take advantage of all the great things that Eagle has to offer, Star has to offer, of course, Boise and Meridian. Even though it feels like you're literally out in the middle of the nowhere, we're probably 2 miles in off the highway, and it's just completely quiet, wildlife everywhere, but yet you're right next to town.
Exactly, and you guys, right here there's a roundabout, and then just right over these foothills is Eagle, and they're actually going to connect, I think it's Linda Road, directly to Valnova. So you don't have to take Highway 55 out here. You can actually just get over these foothills once they get that road finished, and it's going to be right across the street from Eagle. We're also right next to Star, so lots of things going in here, and it's just such a cool community. And Jesse, do you want to talk about like some of the, I guess, pros and cons of living out here for those maybe who are local or are thinking about Valnova, price points, schools, stuff like that, the waiting maybe, that it's how long it's going to take for some of these things to be developed?
So there's a variety, and this is the same considerations for buying a home in a brand new community. This one just being over the top is there's going to be a lot of construction, so that's a given. You will, if you don't think you're going to be here for more than 2-3 years, you will be competing with other brand new homes if you have to sell in that short time period. So most of our clients, we want to talk through that 5, 10, maybe 20-year goal to understand, is something like this the right fit? Obviously the benefits are you're going to get the best pricing. Most likely Homes are only going to go up, if not go up more rapidly than the entire area, because the demand is only going to grow as more people hear about this. And then you will have to wait a little bit for some of the amenities. Obviously, they don't have all the commercial stuff built out immediately, but over time that will come. So you have to be a little bit patient with all the amenities we're talking about, but all of the natural features are going to be here and are here already. And of course, you're going to get a beautiful home. So again, it might not be for everyone, but taking into account the long-term investment potential, what this area is going to turn into in the near future, and having really awesome builders in a great location just outside of Eagle, but still within Eagle City, is a pretty amazing opportunity.
Yeah, what would you say the timeline would roughly be? We've kind of seen it in Avamore, but as far as phases, maybe the first section of amenities, then the next, and then the full build out, like how long this whole thing will end up taking?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because this has such a laundry list. I mean, I think there's even a golf course coming.
Yep.
I'd say your main amenities, your pool, your clubhouse, your pickleball courts and things like that, honestly, within 2 years. I mean, they're probably already starting to plan those out to start this year, have them finished by next year. For the full gambit of everything, the commercial areas, again, the golf course, those will probably be more like 5 to 7 years out.
Yep.
But again, if you're planning to be in this area, live in this home that you might be looking for out here, that will go by really quickly. And in the meantime, you'll take advantage of everything else that you have out here.
Yep, exactly. And part of that is obviously we're by Star, we're by Eagle, so we have a ton of stuff. Like I said, there's an Eagle Sports Complex that'll be right down the road. You're not too far from Star and then Riverbirch Golf Course right there. But wanted to come out here, give you guys an update on Valnova, let you guys know that we are able to sell houses out here, and obviously we don't represent any of them, so reach out if you guys have questions, you want to learn more. But that is the update on Valnova, and if you guys want to check out a video on everything you need to know as far as buying or selling a house in the Boise area, check out this video here. Me and Jesse go step by step, whether you're looking to buy or sell in Boise, all of the things you need to do and look out for. But thank you guys for watching. We're super excited for Valnova. Look forward to meeting you guys.